G'day guys, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters in Taipei. I'm Maynard, joining me is Apollo. Welcome back to the casting desk, mate.
Happy to be back next to you, my friends.
Happy to have you next to me. All you wonderful nerds have been such a pleasure to cast with and hang out with here. Really enjoying the trip to Taipei.
And welcome back to another Intel Extreme Masters Maynard. It's been a while.
Hopefully it's not the last one. I'd like to keep coming along because these are such good fun.
It's been a lot of fun so far.
Even though we've only had like 4 hours sleep between the three of us or something like that, we're still pretty good mood, and I think it's because the games have been so good today.
They have been, and they're going to continue to be so as well.
They have. And we're just going to have a look at those games, actually, the results of this tournament so far, into open bracket number 1. See that Leenock getting a 2-0 over Jack G here?
Yeah, Leenock performing like both of us expected. Todd and Kalaris, not too sure if they're on the same bandwagon as, but we knew.
Or even if they watch StarCraft at all at this point.
Even if they watch StarCraft, I know they like heroes a lot,
Leenock's
right?
pretty good.
But Leenock 2-0 versus actually 2-0 versus Jack G, performing super, super well. And then my favorite man, True, is killing it. We watched Ash's game versus Sulky, and he's also just now taking down Liquid Hero, and that is going to be our next game from that open bracket.
Yeah, can't wait for that one. That's going to be pretty sick. Over into open bracket number 2, Hyun, this guy, slaying these ZvZ so far, taking out Revival 2-0, not dropping a map, and Snoot, the Norwegian.
Yeah, Hyun is such a consistent competitor. Sometimes I think he burns out a little bit because he travels so much and plays so much, but it's just been the Christmas break. He hasn't been traveling that much. He's calmed down, he's settled down, he's been practicing. I'm expecting a lot from him this tournament, and he's going to go up against Snoot. That will be our next game after the one we finish now. Very excited for that one, but True versus Leenock, man. This is going to be good.
This is a battle of the biggest Zergs that I think that we're going to be seeing in the open bracket, along with Snoot, of course, as well. This is, I mean, True is just about ready to get his 100% through the open bracket record solidified again here for the 3rd time. And all he has to do now is beat Leenock. No small task, right? And
no small task.
In the top right here on Overgrowth from Yoey Flash Wolves, this is Leenock.
Super awesome. Been performing so very well recently.
True looking like he's going to 9. No, okay, never mind. Forget it. The bottom right, left here, let's introduce him. This is D-Pix's True.
Yeah, True leaving Jinae Green Wings to come over to Dead Pixels, join them September last year. Funny enough, these two players have only met once before, and it was an online tournament, and it did go in favor of True, 2-1 back in October last year. But here they do meet for the real time. This is the one that means it, because this is an open bracket. But there's a couple of funny things here. When you look at the open bracket and how they've been doing, True has always qualified from the open bracket. Bear in mind, he's only played in 2 before, but he's qualified from both of them. Leenock has played in 3 open brackets, has only qualified once. This is his 4th Intel Extreme Masters. He did qualify through Toronto. 2 very safe builds, by the way, looking at this. Now we had 14 spawn and pull coming out from True, 15 spawn and pull coming out from Leenock, both conservative. Leenock, less so.
Yeah, just by that one drone there. Not a huge deal, not really a game changer whatsoever. Both players about to take that second hatchery and get up to the game. So when players do this, I feel like they're sort of just respecting their opponent. Like, my opponent could do something that I may not be able to handle. They're very good at that, so I just need to take it easy and get myself in a position where I can cover all bases. I can sprint ahead economically, or I could you know, potentially put on aggression as well.
And we've seen a lot of aggressive builds already today, so it makes perfect sense to play a little bit safer here, especially when there's so much on the line.
Yeah, indeed. These series has actually been going by rather quickly because of the amount of, you know, it's non-stop action pretty much. Once we get past the early part of the game, which, you know, is always going to happen as long as Heart of the Swarm's around. Maybe Legacy of the Void changed that. Maybe it's action straight from the get-go. Be interesting to see a game start with a supply depot being dropped immediately and a barracks immediately. That'd be pretty cool.
Proxy immediately.
Immediately. Oh, God. So taking out the gases here is Leenock.
Yeah, so much faster than True, who True is playing the same as he did versus Sulky on this map before when we casted, as he went completely gasless, very greedy, only minerals. If he gets attacked, he needs to make sure he has a wall, and even then if he does, sometimes it can get broken down. So it is risky to play like this, but he's hiding it against Leenock like he did Sulky too.
Yeah, and it worked out for him pretty well. 2 links coming down here, just to have a bit of a scout. They want to get in the main, but True is in a great position to just completely deny the scout of Leenock.
Is he?
Oh! No, the drone actually was there a little bit too late, so the link will get in for a look.
No, it doesn't.
Just missed out on the vision there.
Insta-gib by the Queen there, right as he was about to get in and scout, and he doesn't see anything, unfortunately. So he still has to play semi-cautious because this could be a Zergling attack still, and Bailing. So
He doesn't know that he's completely gasless right now.
Yeah.
So it's pretty safe to get your gases, but this means that True is going to get more income.
That's right. True's in pretty good shape when it comes to the economy. Leenock, as soon as he got 50 gas, slapped down the Bailing there. So even though he doesn't know what he's playing against, he could just go blind aggression anyway. And that would line up well against what we're seeing from True. But if True was playing defensive Bailings, then that risk Leenock would take wouldn't work and he'd fall behind in the game. So decisions need to be made now from Leenock. Does he attack? Does he not?
He just can't get much information here. He's just taking it easy on this 2 bases. True trying to get for another scout. Leenock denying it once again.
Yeah, and True's taking double gases. He's now working on his gas himself a lot later than his opponent. But Leenock isn't building Lings to match when the Zergling speed finishes. He's droning. He's going to play the economy game, and there's the layer that kicks in.
Yeah, and so these Banelings, if he makes any at all, he may not.
Yeah.
He's just going to keep them completely defensive if he makes any. It's just a precautionary measure because, like you said, True could have been massing Lings. He had no idea. The scouts were very expertly denied by the Dead Pixels player here.
So the difference between the economy for both of them should be a slight lead for True. 41 drones to 34, just based off the 2 builds that we saw, and a bit of a difference when it comes to the income too, obviously.
Yeah, getting quite a bit more gas than Leenock, but that's going to change a little bit after Leenock takes his 4 gases, looking like he wants to go into that muter style. It's
very
a little bit popular
recently.
Yeah, very
popular. Pop out around 10 Mutalisk and then switch into some other tech. You deal a lot of damage, you keep your opponent back defending a lot. Very good play. And
it worked out so well for him as well the last time he did it, on this very map, in fact.
But this time, True's playing differently. He's getting the Zergling upgrades, which means obviously we're going to see a lot of Zerglings in this game. This could be difficult to deal with if you're a Mutalist player. Having run-bys, very fast run-bys, obviously, into your main base, attacking your natural. And Mutalists are good with dealing with roaches because they're a little bit slower. Keeping up with fast Zerglings can be hard to deal with.
This is kind of the metagame right now. Like when a Zerg goes for the 2-base muter, the other Zerg can go for that old melee. When you make a whole bunch of Zerglings and Banelings, you get Infestors, you try and get up into the Ultralisk, and you just, that's way down the line, but you run past your opponent, you get the run-bys. The third hatchery is so hard to take, but the one thing Leenock has going for him is he does already have a Baneling nest. He can get defensive Banelings up to deal with this big Ling flow that he's just seen here.
And the Carapace isn't ready for these Zerglings either. The thing is, he's got 3 spines, but he doesn't have a wall. Zerglings can run past the 3 spines, and then they're becoming useless defense at this point.
So the Banelings of Leenock...
They must get good hits.
Oh, True doesn't want to press the issue here after seeing the Banelings.
Yeah, he's blocked off with the spines very well, having the Banelings in between. Very difficult to run by.
Yeah, impossible almost. But,
17
my God, True. He's going to be really aggressive here. Some Banelings of Leenock come down and decides better of it and pulls back.
Yeah, very good play there from Leenock. That was going to get a bit nasty.
A lot of Lings went down there for 1 Baneling. That's a better trade there. True once again going to go for it. Leenock still has 2 Banelings.
Yeah, True marched up 2 Queens here with a lot of energy to assist in this attack.
Yeah, they are. The one Queen that has the energy, try to get picked off there by Leenock, but it does survive.
Are on the way.
Yeah, they are.
Can he survive long enough to defend? Because if the Mutalists are out, he can start picking off those Banelings easily. 17
Banelings coming through. Oh, big connection there. Leenock trading very nicely so far. 3 spine crawlers being worked their way
just in time.
And then Mutalists around. True has been completely deflected here.
Yeah, very good defense there by Leenock. Just in the nick of time, those Mutalists popped out to push that back. Great single or double detonations from Leenock's Banelings himself to buy him that time. And now he's actually the one who's taking moves in this game. He's got a better supply lead. He's going to start to hurt True. But True, still with that mobility, Leenock needs to play very cautious.
Exactly, and he can't take a 3rd hatchery for a while here. Not until that Mutalisk count gets a little bit further up. He's going to try and take it now, but these Lings can just kill it with this many Mutas. They need to get up in number. He needs to bring some of his Banelings over there as well, just in case these Queens from True are slowly but surely getting home there. But Leenock definitely wearing the daddy pants at the moment in this game.
Absolutely, and True needs to try to grab the daddy pants back here by keeping Leenock on the other side of the map, because if Leenock starts to be aggressive with these Mutalists, that's when things get difficult. Counterattacks and really abuse the mobility that these Zerglings give you. He can't defend in all locations.
Two Banelings to 1 Zergling. Wish I could do that when I played ZvZ. My God. A lot of Lings from True finding an opening here in the natural. The Banelings of Leenock don't trade very well. He has enough at home to deal with it though. Oh, that said, here comes a big reinforcement from True.
Yeah,
there's no more banelings left.
This is very good from True, bringing Leenock all the way back to defend while building up towards his own Spire, by the way. And remember, there's not that many Mulus out for Leenock. If True suddenly appears with more Mulus than Leenock, then he's obviously going to lose the game from this point. He's got a third base up faster. He's going to have the higher Mulus count.
That's right, and he's getting up in supply. The Zergling aggression hasn't stopped. I'm not sure if he should be pressing the issue here.
He should be on the third base with these Zerglings, because now he's hitting a brick wall. I think if he's attacking that third base, if he kills off that third base while mining from his own, I think it would be the smarter choice.
He's denied so much mining from the main of Leenock, though. True has done economic damage here, and this is obviously great for True as his third hatchery is up. It's not saturated, but it is up. Leenock's as well.
Yeah, if he was able to use the +1 attack that he's got on the Zerglings on that hatchery and bring it down while keeping his own up, you are mining from 6 gas, you're bringing in a lot more Mulus than your opponent who'd be stuck on 4. If you can somehow find a way to get that hatchery down, I think just going for it is too simple. Leenock just comes over and defends it. If there was some form of distraction, maybe, then going in for the kill.
Breaking off 6 or so lings during that last big flood.
Yeah,
and these mutas are in position.
He's brought it down to 60%, but he needs a distraction. Maybe if he has his own Mulus around the right-hand side, then swings in with the left with his Zerglings, that could be a nice move.
The 1-2 punch.
The 1-2 punch.
He's getting the Carapace upgrades. Leenock going for the attack upgrades.
Leenock doesn't exactly know he's playing against Mulus yet, so he's actually going for the attack upgrades. The Carapace is better, obviously.
Yeah, in Muta versus Muta, definitely you want the Carapace for that splash. Getting an Overlord in the middle of the map here. Leenock just trying to lock things down and keep that third alive. It looks like he's going to do pretty easily. Nearly loses a queen, but does survive.
So what's the Mulus count between the two of them now? It's
very close.
16-13 in favor of Leenock, but Leenock's starting to transition away now. He's starting to get double evolution chamber. Whereas we're going to see a dedication from True to this. He's just going to go for it.
And True also going for creep spread while Leenock not even dropping down a single tumor.
True still needs to work on the 1-2 punch. I still think that's going to be a very good way to be able to do this, whether it's with the Mulus or Zerglings. Either way, needs to figure out a way to bring that hatchery down, and then he would almost instantly win the game. That's the easy way to win the game. So
I don't cancel his Roach Warren.
Yeah, so he's started to realize it's Mulus versus Mulus now, and he's just going to stick on the Museless count.
Yeah, so he's putting all these resources into it. Very equal Leenock.
He's going to try to snipe this. Is he? Okay, he's focused on the queen.
One Spore Crawler does finish. The mutas of Leenock trying to get in here. Nice connection with that Baneling.
And then Queens are coming to support this attack here.
Yes, they are, and they have a lot of transfuses for these Mutalists as well. True could actually win this fight, especially with the Carapace upgrade, but these Spore Crawlers from Leenock make things very awkward.
Yeah, so True's going to try and attack on this left-hand side instead.
Ling's coming in here to try and kill some queens. One Muta actually got a very high energy. Another high energy queen here. Just sniping them from one-shotting from too many Mutas. Mutas of Leenock pulling back towards the third, desperately trying to keep it alive. He needs this third hatchery to be alive in order to stay in the game and win it.
Remember, True's mining more efficiently from his third competitor, Leenock, who's under consistent pressure.
He is. True is up in his face. The Muta battle is looking pretty close here. The transfuses from True making a big difference, especially with a +1 Carapace.
He's trying to move the Spore to assist in the attack.
He's trying.
Defense, should I say.
Yeah, and he does get it down there, so that makes things a little bit easier for Leenock. He lost to quite a few Mutas there. He's knocked him down to 12 over the 16 Mutas of True. Meanwhile, his third is completely unadulted. He's mining extra gases.
Very impressive composure from Leenock in a very difficult situation, but he must continue to mine well from this third. He cannot fall behind when they're both fighting with the same units. He must not fall behind in the income.
Absolutely. He especially needs that gas count now that he's making. He knows it's Muta versus Muta. His mineral count nowhere near as good as True's right now.
True's going to try to run by into the main. He's got Zerglings ready to run in and Banelings with assistance.
Leenock actually doesn't have too much on the natural at the moment except for spores. He has his own Zerglings.
If he gets into the drone line, he's going to hinder that production.
Oh, the drones haven't been pulled. Oh my God, he got a good cluster of drones there.
9 drones.
Leenock just didn't react at all.
True is wearing him down, looking to basically overrun him. This is a brilliant counterattack under pressure. After that attack was going on for Leenock to come in.
The balls on this kid. Great move. Could get the third hatchery here, but the Mutas and the Zerglings of True are coming back to deal with it.
Well dealt with there by True. Good idea from Leenock, especially under that much pressure. But the problem here is that True is wearing Leenock down by being in his face, run by over here. And if you think about when you're in your opponent's face, you have full scouting capability because he's reacting to you. Leenock has no scouting possible at all. He has no way to run units by. And at all times, if True says, all your units are on the third base, your main is open, and vice versa. He's in a beautiful position consistently by being in this
And he's so behind. He's so behind right now. Leenock really needs to lock it down and try and get an edge here, an efficient trade or something.
Yeah.
True's going up for his 4th hatchery. He only lost two drones in that attack. Leenock didn't get the hatchery or anything vital.
Yeah, and these Ling upgrades so crucial in the way that he's running around all the time.
That's right. 1-1 making a huge difference for True here. That's for damn sure. And the Ling's getting into the main.
Yeah, another attack here. Drone line exposed while the third base being exposed as well. And here's the numbers game. True wore his opponent's economy down, and now Leenock is struggling to be able to keep up with True.
Another 20 drones killed, Apollo.
Yeah.
Surely that's the nail in the coffin here for Leenock.
That is nail in the coffin. Leenock's been on the back foot the majority of this game because of the way that True's been so assertive with his run-bys and very clean with his play. And that is a very excellent win there for True.
True is looking like a champion right now with this kind of ZvZ, and he's got more ZvZs to play as well.
That's right. There's a lot of other Zergs still left in this tournament. But with this victory here, if he's able to beat Leenock, he's going to go through to group stages. He's going to qualify as our first player through. An excellent opportunity for True to get the hat trick, the 3 out of 3, 100% win record in the open brackets here at the Intellict Dream Masters.
That's right, and we're just going to have a short break before we get into game number 2. I don't want to wait either, guys, but we have to. We'll see you very, very shortly for True. This is Leenock game 2. G'day guys, welcome back to the Intellict Dream Masters in Taipei. Game 2 between Leenock and True about to go underway, and I can't wait, Apollo.
I definitely cannot wait. After what we just saw in game number 1, an excellent display of high-level Zerg versus Zerg, and I'm sure we're going to see something very similar once again.
I think we're going to be seeing it all day. Well, not Zerg versus Zerg, but high-level Zerg versus Zerg.
We will, because the next game after this one is going to be Snoop versus Hyun.
My God.
So definitely a game to be wanting to watch as well as soon as this one finishes. A lot of Zergs in the open bracket that are trying to qualify into the main tournament, as there's not that many Zergs in the main part of the tournament.
Yeah, it's actually
one that stands out the most, obviously, live, but
the BlizzCon champion himself, gracing us with his presence. You can feel his aura when he's around.
He is. His grin is everywhere.
His grin, that smug grin that he's definitely earned, by the way.
Yes, and I'm sure we'll see some more of it over the next few days when he beats some of his rivals that are at this tournament.
I fully expect him to beat a few people before he gets to the end of the tournament, whether it's trophy in hand or not, Apollo.
That's right, I definitely think he will do. Our next map here is going to be Secret Springs.
Wow. Now
a map that we haven't really seen at all.
Now, this map probably makes more of a difference in matchups that aren't ZvZ, but this one, we'll have to see what comes through here. So we're just going to switch over into the game of Leenock and True. And let's have a look here in the bottom spawn from Yoey Flash Wolves. It's Leenock himself. Sick decals. And in the top right position, we have got Dead Pixels True. Now, this map, very tough to take a third.
Very, very technical overall, these new maps here, very different, with very limited amounts of experience on them. Only ladder games is the only experience these players have. But Secret Springs here, it has one very unique feature compared to any of the other maps here. There's rocks in the middle. Once you kill these, you're stuck on your own side until you break the next part of the rocks down, or break
the much more high hit point.
Yeah, and I mean, there's rocks down here at the south and at the north as well, but you have to break through them before you can go to the other side. So does that become a part of this game here? Does someone want to focus on bringing down those rocks early to even get to that stage of the game? Because True already, from the very get-go, is looking to have a build that counters also the way this map plays out, is because the map plays out that there's a very easy expansion to take inside your main base.
Yeah.
And so you're inclined usually to be like, okay, well, there's an easy base to take, I'll go take it. But he's decided to try to challenge that if we were to see Leenock go for something along that line.
He's going 12 gas, 12 bull, actually, so...
A very aggressive opening.
Very aggressive indeed. Now, Leenock did get the hatchery before taking his... got the pull, sorry, before taking his hatchery. So he will at least have queens and zerglings out, but he is indeed trying to expand here. It's kind of like the Nimbus expand. You always expect your opponent to be going either hatchery first or just very fast expansion, but there is an expansion.
Leenock's going to have a very difficult time here because he simply won't have the right units and the right amount of units out to have what True's going to have, which is going to be a lot of zerglings with speed.
And they're going to be heading through that Valley of Death right in the middle there.
And the only way that Leenock's going to successfully deal with this once he finds out what he's playing against is blocking his own ramp and try to spread creep and maybe even try to get a spine. But he's going to poke into the main base. This is a relatively small map, so he's able to get in there, and he sees the spawner pool already researching zergling speed, so he knows exactly what he's up against.
Yeah, and he'll want to drop down all the defenses he possibly can at this point. There is a lot of zerglings coming out for True. 4 already hatched, 4 more on the way. Baneling Nest going down as well.
I don't know how Leenock's going to try to deal with this, because he's tried to go for an extractor. He does not have time to get zergling speed. It looks like he's going to try and rush out a Baneling Nest to hopefully use slow zerglings and banelings of his own to defend. A spine crawler's coming in. Is he going to lava inject with this? I would imagine he would. If he lava injects, he's committing to defending inside the main base. No, okay, so he's going to try and spread creep. If he can deny the creep tumor, because what he'll want to do is try to block with the queens, use the spine crawl behind the queens.
Yeah, he's going to try and push the issue up to the ramp here. Doesn't want to fight inside of his main. True trying to break off a couple lings here, but Leenock's on the ball. He's spotted them. The lings of True are actually going to walk past the defense of Leenock and go into that hatchery at the back. You
can deal with a couple of zerglings if they're inside your main base, but you can't deal with repeated amounts of zerglings coming up. He has to deal with his ramp soon.
Does indeed. Second queen on the way for Leenock, getting his own Baneling Nest like you expected. The 2 queens touching up some of True's lings on the way, but here's the big part of this attack.
And he hasn't been able to control his ramp early, so he's going to have to defend from this position.
Yeah, 2 Baneling pairs here, looking for those juicy drone connections. Drones are split very nicely by Leenock, but there's still 4 Banelings to deal with, and he's going to take a hit there. The drones are still alive, but there's some lings left over. Oh, this one Baneling does get a nice cluster there. 7 drones killed by True.
Yeah, and that's all. He's fallen behind in terms of the income, and there's still a lot more zergs on the way. But the queens are starting to build up energy. I think he can start to control his own ramp soon.
He can, and he has a second hatchery to inject on as well. If he doesn't lose it, he's taking a bit of damage on that hatchery there. He could supply block as well.
And with a transfuse, helping these queens block the ramp, and he moves the spine crawler over. The zerglings he has can deal with the ones inside his main base here.
Yeah, he's got 4 versus the 3 here. He should be okay. His own offensive banelings, the spine crawler coming up as well. True's been shut down by the looks of it.
He's going to control his ramp, and for True, you cannot allow this to happen. And there's going to be a second transfuse available on both queens very shortly. Leenock is droning. He knows he's held this.
He's completely safe.
The only way you can do this now is if you bust through the queens with banelings.
He could make a whole bunch of banelings here, and really, True should, because he doesn't have another hatchery at the back. He looks like he's in position to want to take it, though.
This was such a great display of how to defend this type of play.
Yeah.
It was excellent from Leenock. He knew that he couldn't cover his ramp early, so he sat back and defended his mineral line until he had a new queen out, and then had the time to push True out to then control his ramp. Excellent defense from Leenock.
That's right. And the Overlord saw that drone, so as far as he's concerned, there is going to be a hatchery coming up from True. It definitely looks like that, so they'll be going down there in the natural. Leenock getting his own speed now. He hasn't needed it this whole time, and True's just sort of in a little bit of like an awkward contain. He's kind of leaving the lings out the front, like when stuff comes down, I can pick it off, but he can't get into that main anymore.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be a very difficult game for True to really come back into properly. The hatchery being so slow is going to allow, with the next couple of waves from Leenock after he's hit his production, or hit his lava inject, to really scale up his economy much faster than True, who actually was chasing an Overlord for a long time, so missed an injection into his hatchery, and then had excess energy, so he's had to spread a creep tumor. In the next minute, Leenock's going to have a lot of lava to play with.
He is, and we'll see what he makes with that lava. It's just more drones. He's just being as greedy as possible now. 7 more drones coming up. He's going to fully saturate that natural and the main as well.
Yeah.
Connecting the main and the natural with creep just in case he needs to defend.
I think this is a perfect map and scenario for Leenock just to go up to Mutilus from this point, I think. You're tucked away on 2 bases. You're not really going to be broken on 2 bases. You can play incredibly greedy with a queen block and a spine crawler anyway. I think it's the perfect strategy choice.
So he is going for the lair. True also got his lair at around the same time, getting extra gases as well. But Leenock has that drone count advantage. He has pretty much every advantage right now, apart from the tech of the... But this is a nice idea from True. He's got those rocks in a position where if 1 or 2 nibbles, he can knock it down if he needs to.
Right, so True's going to try and play catch-up, and if an attack does come, he knocks this down and he runs back in home to defend and then buys himself time to catch up. The problem here in this game for True, though, by being behind, he's aiming at the moment, from what we can see, to a very similar approach to Leenock. Fast layer, potentially the Spire, but if Leenock is mining successfully from 4 gases with a higher drone count, he's simply going to have more Mutalisks compared to True, who's going to be struggling. So how can you fight Muta versus Muta if you're significantly behind in the income for your Mutalisk production?
And he's not mining, he's not going to have anywhere near as much gas as Leenock either. He hasn't taken his 3rd and 4th gas yet.
Yeah, it's a big
just
problem.
go down now. And Leenock's been mining from that 3rd and 4th gas for a while. His gas bank is you know, around the 300 versus the 200 here, and that makes a difference when the Spire going down, because it's only just going down now for True.
Yeah.
And Leenock's getting, getting his as well, but he's going to have that income, man. He's got the drone count.
Yeah, and Leenock's going to finish saturating his 2 bases much faster than True, which means he can start his Zergling production earlier, which therefore means he can take his 3rd earlier and have access to his 5th and 6th gas to increase his Mutalisk count even more.
True not watching his Zerglings, loses them all to 1 Baneling there. So now Leenock can move down nice and safely.
Yeah, and he'll take his 3rd base now.
Yep.
And so True is playing the same as Leenock, but is playing from a deficit. He's playing from like a minute or so behind. Every move that Leenock does is going to be faster here. True is going to have to magically outplay his opponent. Like run-bys, Mutalisk getting free pickoffs of anything he can find, because playing from this position is going to be very difficult. It'll come down to skill and Leenock not making mistakes.
These 2 lings of Leenock just have sealed the middle pathway here. He's found the 3rd hatchery. Leenock's just going to break a few Zerglings off and deal with that 1, but he knows that it's on the way, and that's the most important part. Leenock, of course, with his Overlord, knows that True's trying to do the same thing. 3 bases is so important when you want to keep the Mutalisk count up. You need those 6 gases, you need that mineral.
Very smart play here from Leenock, opening up the north rocks, which means he has his opponent's 3rd base vulnerable now. And by doing that as well, he's actually throwing down 3 spine crawlers, because if he kills off the 3rd while keeping his own, True could launch a fatal counterattack of just a surge to the heart. Leenock's covering that up already.
And this 3rd hatchery is all but dead, Apollo. Not much that True can do about this.
This is a goner, so a major lead just taken by Leenock. He was already in a lead, now he's even further ahead.
Yep. And he got the drone on that hatchery as well. I mean, the one coming off to take the gas can become the hatchery if Leenock doesn't pick it off. Leenock's mutas and True's mutas out in the field. Both players instantly getting that Carapace upgrade for the flying units. So Muta versus Muta is going to be what we're seeing here. It's like the beginning of Heart of the Swarm all over again.
And now we've got to find if True can find his way back into this, because if Leenock starts mining from that 3rd base and brings in the gas income from 5 to 6 gas, this will scale out of hand for True.
Yeah, and he's going to just now break those southern rocks. He's starting to work on it. Gets an Overlord there, but Leenock already has 5 on the way. Will at least delay his mutas a little bit. Leenock getting that 5th and 6th gas at the 3rd.
And 2 spines to protect it, because he knows how important this income will be after destroying True's 3rd.
Yeah, and True's really going to... he wants that 3rd hatchery so bad, man. He's got a lot of units here, a lot of mutas heading down here, and the spine crawlers are going to definitely help out a lot against the lings. Will Leenock be in position to deal with the mutas, though?
All right, the gas is being brought in from the 3rd base.
That's right. Here comes the big ling attack from True.
And a counter is set up by Leenock, so if True puts too much attention onto this 3rd, Leenock will counter from the north.
Now Leenock has the Mutalisk advantage. The spine crawler is being transfused as well, completely deflected.
And look at the counterattack from Leenock. Beautiful. Defends his 3rd while countering at the north.
He is just reading True like a book right now, and this is a hatchery that's very hard for him to defend. Everything of True is out of position. He has to pull the drones, but could potentially lose the Spire or the hatchery here.
True, still not mining from that 3rd base where Leenock is, so the Mutalisk count heavily in favor of Leenock and really starting to push further and further ahead. 6 drone kills on top. Beautiful move by Leenock.
Yeah, nice hold position macro as well every now and then to get as many drones as possible while they're stacked on top of each other. The mutas of Leenock darting in between the third and the natural, just trying to keep things covered. He's spreading his creep. True is going to keep this hatchery up. This third hatchery being expanded towards Leenock kind of, but he, yeah, like you said, he's just behind in every single way right now.
But a single strike could put him back in the lead. It's equal, but it is in favor of Leenock, but one move could easily pull True back in.
Upgrades could be a deciding factor here if the game goes longer. I mean, Leenock's not thinking about upgrades right now.
Oh, loses 1 or 2 mutilus there, True does. He's got an attack, a counter-attack going on. But he's taking a lot of damage on this third.
This is a big hit from Leenock. This could potentially end the game. He has 26 mutas versus the 19 of True. True with a nice counterattack on this hatchery here, but one Baneling is going to just completely shut this down. And meanwhile, this hatchery does survive as well.
Yeah, very cool play here from Leenock, having spine crawlers in every base. Counterattack's very difficult to pull off for True.
The Ling's actually soaking a bit of splash damage.
If that hatchery goes down, the game is almost over.
That is pretty much curtains here for True. The mutalist count for Leenock is ahead as well. I don't even know why he's engaging these mutas. There's too many. The mutas are dead. GG. Leenock with a 2-0.
No, it ties it up. True won the first one, so 1-1.
My bad.
1-1, but really good play there. Again, first game was pretty awesome. Second game was pretty awesome too.
Yes.
But it all kind of stemmed from the very good defense that Leenock had at the start there against True's attack.
Yeah, absolutely. Just really, he read him so well. Like he's like, okay, the next thing you're going to do is this, and then after that you're going to do this. And he was already positioned for every single idea that True had.
Yeah, lots of, like we said before, high-level Zerg versus Zerg here. Very cool to watch, very awesome to watch.
Entertaining stuff, to say the least.
And as you've been saying, there's going to be a lot more still to come.
There is. Just getting into the lobby for the next game, so it's not too long away.
Yeah, it's Expedition Lost, so another new map here going to come into play.
Another map where rocks being up or down can make a big difference with defending, depending on where you take your hatchery.
Yep.
I think the Zergs generally like to take the one to the side, not the one that's sort of in front of your main, to the north or to the south of the main, depending on where you spawn. Because it's just a little bit easier to defend, and that little, you don't want more entrances to your main.
Yeah,
that's not something that you want against, especially players that like the Ling run bys like Leenock and True.
I think one of the big characteristics of this map, which should stand out for both players, is it's not that big of a map. So rushes, Baneling, Zergling attacks on a ramp that's quite wide to defend until you have creep and a wall can be very difficult to deal with. So I think the early part of the game is going to be the most important. If both players open up pretty standard, but then one of them launches an attack and the other isn't ready, you may not even see the third in play.
May not. This is the kind of map where it's a little bit tough to take it and hold it.
Yep.
Yep. So we are in the game now. Let's switch over to the action as we introduce these players in the bottom right here from Yowie Flash Wolves, tying a series with a great game 2. This is Leenock. And in the top right, from Dead Pixels, this is True.
And once again, a reminder for anyone who's just tuning in, the winner of this map will advance to group stages. At least top 16. They guarantee themselves some WCS points. And, well, hopefully a lot of money, too, if they can continue upwards. But Leenock has decided to open this game up with a 9 pool.
Yeah,
it is a small map,
ballsy, yeah. I mean,
so the rush will take place very fast. But what is True open?
Well, so far he's just making drones, man. I would like to see a spawning pool shortly from True, because I'd like this game to go a little bit longer than it could potentially go.
Yeah. But depending on what True does, there'll be an advantage or disadvantage.
Yeah.
If it's a hatchery first, he could find himself in trouble, but then it comes down to micro again. If it's spawner pool first, which he's been doing quite a lot actually, which does surprise me that Leenock's chosen to go for this 9 pool, then True's going to be in pretty good position.
So True's actually just chilling, now getting a spawning pool. So yeah, you're right.
And it's 14 again, so it's like a pretty fast spawning pool first.
Yeah.
And if you remember, to Sulky versus True, Sulky tried this versus True. He opened up 14 spawner pool and he made it look easy, the defense.
He did, absolutely. He backhanded it. It was like nothing to him.
And we could see the same again, because Leenock's chosen the exact same build as Sulky. 9 spawning pool, followed by gas. It's going to be the Baneling build.
Yeah, going to be very, very aggressive here as he takes the natural here is Leenock. True. Going to head across and, well, Leenock heading across and trying to get that natural hatchery, but
And True's going to see it now for the first time. And like before, he was very composed. He builds his links. He's going to pull a couple of drones because right now there's only 6 Zerglings there. He's building 4 of his own, or will be in a second. Then you bring 2, 3 drones, or maybe 4, I guess, is comfortable to just kind of equalize the Zergling war. And then he has his queen. And then the next thing he knows, he's starting to pop off banelings here and there.
Gases are going down for the Leenock, tapping around on that hatchery. True sending some drones down here. Not quite enough just yet. But with the Lings, he should be okay to hold this pretty easily.
Yeah, he's just buying time. Every time the Zerglings aren't attacking the hatchery, this is good for True.
Yeah. Lings are going to go down here. Oh, losing some drones. Pickoffs here from Leenock, not too bad.
Yeah. So the Queen is almost out, and more Lings, constant Lings should be coming in to play.
Yeah, we'll see what the players are making here. We got, definitely more drones going down for Leenock.
Oh, that's a bit of a later gas for Leenock. I thought it was earlier, actually. So it's not the traditional, like, 9 baneling, which you saw Sulky do earlier. It's like the 9 pull, do some damage into a Zergling follow-up, a Zergling speed follow-up, and then trying to control the game from here. But with double Queens on the way, the one good thing for Leenock is that the ramp is kind of wide there until you got creeping a wall. But you can always block your natural and just have a couple of spines here and there around the hatchery. Either way, I think True's in pretty good position. Yeah,
generally the defending player is going to be in a good spot if he doesn't lose a hatchery or anything vital like that, and he's looking quite good. Leenock's supply, it's the same, but it's Zerglings, it's not drones. The Tastelope, running in fear from these Zerglings, really doesn't want a piece of that.
I've tried to kill the Tastelope here.
Yeah?
You can't kill it with Zerglings.
You can't?
It sprints off. It actually sprints off.
Oh my God.
It just goes to the other side of the map, and I was like, you what? Why are you?
You what?
And I did it with Zergling speed too. It shoots off even with Zergling speed.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's a very fast Tastelope.
Tastelope indeed.
All right, spine finish. Queen saving up their energy. And it's almost impossible for Leenock to break that type of defense.
Yeah, once you got 2 Queens up and you got a ramp that's coverable like Queens and also Spine Crawler, it's just not going to happen.
Transfuses, and it is difficult to break. So he's just droning up and going to continue on.
Getting his gas. Leenock just sort of waiting to maybe catch a drone off guard as he tries to take a 3rd hatchery. Anything that he can do, any bit of small damage matters so much at this high level.
Currently, because Leenock hasn't built additional Zerglings, he does have a drone lead, and he's going to extend that even more by picking off 1.
Yeah, hasn't got multiple drone kills, so he's going to sneak past into the main here.
And if he gets 1 or 2 more, this is actually helping him to get back into this properly.
He's gotten 2 so far in this run by.
Yeah, it's really good for Leenock.
Zergling speed, such a good upgrade, guys.
And Queen's not lava injecting on that main hatchery too.
Yep.
3 drones in total, and he's got a 7 drone lead. And his hatchery is almost finished on the natural. There is going to be a wave from both of these hatcheries that True has where he goes in the lead again, or at least should do, with the amount of drones he could build. But Leenock salvaged the situation pretty well, considering.
Yep. Got supply blocked there, though. 1 Overlord on the way. He won't be able to make any more units to deal with this attack from True that's heading across the map for the time being. Things could get a little bit sticky here. He is mining gas. He's got a lot of gas, actually. Up to the 200, and he hasn't dropped a baneling nest, hasn't dropped a layer yet.
Yeah, I wonder what that gas is for.
Not too sure. True's taking his own.
He might be waiting for the layer to clean up with its queen production and then build a layer, but he may drop a baneling nest.
It's making 12 links here. The Overlord's only just popping a few seconds ago. And this denied mining time is actually quite nice by True, making all these drones stack.
3 kills, denied mining time, while kind of producing his own drones. He's taking the lead in drones again.
Yeah, and Leenock deciding, with this drone disadvantage, he needs to just cancel that spine crawler, send it back to work. There's a 40 versus 35 drone difference here for True, an advantage.
Leenock, there's too many queens here. Nice wall.
That is a very nice wall here from True. Locked it down very tightly. He's got an Overlord spotting these back rocks as well, so he'll know that the Lings are actually starting to work on it. Not something he'll going to be worried about just yet, but he will be worried about later. Like I said, you don't want to have too many openings into your main, especially considering in ZvZ that's where all your tech is.
Relatively similar positions for both players in this game. Not a major advantage for either one. +1 attack starting a bit early for Leenock.
Leenock slipped past the defense net again.
Yeah, Queens were lava injecting, so there's a hole in the wall.
And he's going to get 1 drone, maybe. Hasn't gotten any just yet.
The most important part here, I think that Leenock sees that there's no layer, and it is a little bit worrying that your opponent hasn't started a layer yet. But it is very late for a type of attack.
If he comes down the ramp, it does die.
Yeah, he should expect one to come in soon, but he is building just a couple of roaches himself just to make sure everything's okay.
He is indeed. And once those Evo chambers go down, the +1 attack going down, True is actually getting the Carapace upgrade for the Lings. So he's staying on Lings for the time being. 10 more with speed, heading across the map. And Leenock's going to just try and hold, but I think that this third see, this is the thing with this map. If True went for the third hatchery, Leenock actually couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Literally could do nothing about it.
True doesn't know that it's there yet. He hasn't actually spotted it.
Another Overlord snipe there from True. Leenock already has Overlords on the way, though.
Okay, and he's going to try to kill this hatchery now, and it's already cancelled before the kill.
Yeah. Leenock saw the path of the Zerglings with these Overlords that are just down there in front of the natural and the potential fourth location of True. So this just...
That's interesting, because I really think that with the roaches he's got out, he probably could have sent all of them over there to defend it while using 2 queens or a queen and 1 roach to wall off, because he has a Spinecrawler to help defend too. But he just wanted to cancel it, and he's still building a lot of roaches. His roach speed is very fast, and likewise that +1 attack. So whichever fight he takes now, he's going to be in good shape.
Well, True knows that there's no hatchery here. It's just been taken. He sees the roaches as well, gets a good roach count as well. The Overseer being deflected in the main, but did get a good look before she got knocked away. True's third hatchery just about to finish. There it is. Getting saturated as well, so a bit more income here for True for the time being. He's got a lot of gas. 400 gas right now. Getting that bank up pretty highly.
Yeah, sitting on 4 gases here compared to Leenock, who's on 3. But that makes it easier for him to transition to another tech a little bit later on. But as of right now, it's Leenock's roach count, which is pretty high, but starting to be equalized by True. It's actually very similar now.
Yeah, when you get that third hatchery and you can saturate it, you have the lava out quicker, you have the drones mining more, and you can make more. It's just simple as that. Roaches of Leenock looking for some damage here as the roaches, as the Lings of True try and find a third hatchery cancel. But Leenock smartly leaves about 6 roaches behind here to try and deflect anything that comes past, and successfully, mind you. And now the main rocks are going to go down. True can't do anything about that, but this means there's 2 paths here for Leenock.
Yeah, both players are looking for an opening to give themselves a pretty big lead. True, though, has really built up a lot of roaches. Leenock was trying to take the ramp, and this is bad.
No, this is terrible. Leenock actually going to try. Leenock's been locked in here, and he's going to lose a lot of roaches, Apollo.
Yeah, Leenock really didn't know how many roaches True had. Neither of them knew exactly where each other were. What True was attempting to do was take control of his ramp and have a better arc on the high ground, having Leenock's units filter through, but Leenock, unfortunately, in trouble.
Yeah, in big trouble. He's down 30, nearly 40 supply. 14 more roaches on the way for True, 10 on the way for Leenock. Leenock's going to have to get by with this +2 upgrade attack, but right now he's donating roaches to True. He's not getting much damage done at all here.
Yeah, this is actually very bad. Leenock trying to get some damage done with these roaches right while rebuilding them, but what he's going to encounter now is True saying, well, did you just throw away a lot of your units?
Yeah, for nothing.
And that simply allows True to move over to the other side of the map to take a fight against an opponent who just threw a lot of those roaches away without really getting much gain.
Leenock's third hatchery is in big trouble here. He can lock down the natural for a while. I mean, True looking like he can just muscle through anyway. Even though Leenock has +2, it's a 20 roach lead. It's a big deal. He could push through the natural, or he could just kill this third hatchery and leave. Either way, he's going to split off some units and deal that third while pushing the natural. Smart decision from True.
Taking this low ground area, having a better concave, as Leenock has to go down the ramp to attack, while splitting off to make sure he guarantees the kill on the third as well. Best of both worlds.
It is, and utilizing the Burrow upgrade as well to heal those roaches. And this third hatchery, nothing Leenock can do about it. He's locked in completely. Absolutely nothing he can do about it. That third hatchery is dead in the water.
Yeah, he's going to try and move his spines down to fight for one last stance here.
And here we go. True has a big concave. A lot of the roaches of Leenock at the back, not getting much work done. Same for True. He can move forward a little bit. There he goes. And now True is just going to power through here by the looks of things. He has so much.
Better upgrades for Leenock, but superior numbers for True.
Yeah, and with that third hatchery being in a lot of trouble, True's just... he's just barreling through. The Queen's even here to just transfuse, make things even harder for Leenock. Leenock's +2 really helping him out a lot in this attack, but it's just too much. True takes the series 2-1.
And I really don't think Leenock properly knew exactly where he was in the game, because when you dedicate to double evolution chambers, your roach count's lower, whereas True was on 1 and his was higher, and then Leenock was the one that was being more aggressive and more mobile with a fewer roach count. So he ended up paying the price when he got caught out.
Yeah, that's the game really switched. I mean, True was already ahead of that time, but when Leenock donated those roaches for almost no damage whatsoever, he got into the main, sure, but he went too deep into the main before seeing the roach count, got caught, and that's pretty much just, he was 20 roaches down at that point. You don't come back from that.
Yeah,
not against True.
Had to pay the price there,
he had
unfortunately. But that's us done for this game for now, at least.
It is. The best of 3 is complete, so we'll be having more games coming very shortly, guys. You are watching the Intel Extreme Masters in Taipei. Do not go away. We'll see you soon.